Hello, this is Daryl at 10-Foot Truck, Good Attitudes Services. I'm in my truck getting, got a job, 2-day job coming up, and it's with a repeat customer I've been working for years. And my truck currently is not in operation, has to get some repairs. I'm not going to get into that, but anyway, all my equipment's still stored in here. When the customer called, she needed she needed to pick up a piece of furniture, and she also needed she needs some cleanup and some junk removed, take it to the dump. So I told her my truck wasn't working and I needed to do repairs, so I wasn't sure when I would get the truck back out on the road. And then she got back with me saying, well, I'm going to rent a U-Haul. So I'm not sure if she's going to rent a truck, like a pickup truck, or like one of these. I would suggest getting one of these because it's a big cabinet she's picking up. But see, even if you don't have a truck and you have customers that trust you, they'll be willing to go rent the truck. I don't have to go rent it. She's gonna rent it. I'll just meet her there, and then I could drive it, and so all I needed to bring then is these straps, and then of course I'll bring some rope. I got my bag with. I'm gonna bring my. She showed me a picture of the cabinet we're picking up. It's pretty big, so I'm going to bring, just in case, because if you go to rent a U-Haul, they're going to charge you extra fees if you do use the Dolly. So that's going to help her out too. I'm only going to charge her an hourly rate for labor, but I'm going to bring the Dolly so that she doesn't have to rent that, and bring the straps and everything that's necessary. And I'm going to bring the blankets. And that's why I have all this stuff. I have the Dollies and all this equipment. I'm just organizing, because I may need straps. I usually just use rope when I'm tying stuff down in the truck. That's the way I like it. But when you're doing a pickup truck, if she does, hopefully she'll get a box truck. But if she does rent the pickup truck, I would never use rope to tie stuff down in a truck. In here, it's fine. I don't ever worry about things getting. But in a pickup truck, I always want to use these type of straps. So I'm getting those out. And anything I need, tool-wise, sliders. Let's see. I always put everything in this bag. I got the sliders, of course. I got another one of these. I need to find the gloves, bungee cords too. Those work good in the truck. We're just strapping things down. So I'm gonna get everything organized. I'm gonna bring my appliance dolly because that might help, or the box dolly. So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. I haven't done any videos on the truck in a while. I'm having to do repairs on the truck, and so U-Haul is an option. What I'm doing is just having them rent the U-Haul, so that I just charge them hourly. But it is an option too for other jobs, is to rent U-Hauls. And I know Junk Squad out there. Shout out to Junk Squad. There was a time when he was renting U-Hauls when his truck was getting repaired, and he did really well with that. So I might be doing that for a while until I get my old truck back in line. When these trucks get old, the maintenance costs a little bit more. Nothing major. I just have to do some stuff. And it's possibly the alternator or something like that. It's nothing serious, I don't think yet. I gotta take it to the mechanic. So I missed out on quite a few jobs. Actually, the truck broke down, or it stopped working when I was going to a job. Luckily, I figured it out before I actually. Something's going on out there. Anyway, before I got I was ready to leave to go do a job. It was a repeat customer. It's gonna be a great job, and the truck just died right here. So in the yard. So it's great because it's here. The mechanic's over here down the street. So I took the battery and then I'm going to check a few more things. I do need to get this tuned up too. So there's things I need to do with it. So I'm just going to do labor right now. And like I said, I got some customers, these repeat customers that are going to be calling me because now the weather's getting. Our winter was really, really mild this year. I mean, we hardly got any snow. I know the other parts of the country did. Normally we get tons of snow here, and usually in the wintertime I don't do a lot of work with the truck. Well, this happens to be this winter is not that bad. So people are calling me early to start getting their yards, particularly this customer I'm working with. She does a lot of clean up in her yard. It's got a pretty big yard, and then she'll remove a lot of stuff that needs to go to the dump, and then she's remodeling, so she's getting cabinetry and stuff like that. So this will be, I'll have a lot of work with her probably, I'm assuming, when the weather gets, and it's already getting better, even though it's in February. It almost feels like we're going into spring. It's kind of odd. And then I have another customer who's going to be calling me during this, when things start picking up. So I'll be doing work with them, and then figuring out if I'm going to be renting U-Hauls for when I do some junk removal or moving. I am going to get this truck going real soon here, but that is the thing, that's an option. I guess the reason why I want to do this video, because I haven't done any truck videos in a while, because I've been kind of taking a break. But I missed out on a few other jobs that I couldn't do. They were long distance. I didn't want to even run a U-Haul for those, but that's another story. Anyway, that was the point of the video, is that if you don't have a truck, or your truck breaks down, or you don't have it, maybe you don't have a truck at all. I mean, for many years I didn't have a truck, and I would just do help people with U-Hauls. So, but if you have the equipment, the dollies, the straps, bungees, the moving equipment, blankets, things like that you can bring, that adds a bonus to your, when you're advertising your service. Like if I advertise just labor only, if I decide I'm just going to do that for a while until I get this back on the road, all I have to do is change up my ad on the Craigslist. As opposed to focusing on the truck, I can focus on having the equipment, showing pictures of the dollies. Like I'll take pictures of the dollies equipment and explain in the ad that I have a lot of experience in moving, furniture delivery professionally, and I have all the proper equipment, gear, tie down straps. If you have the truck to rent and you need, or it could be a pod, I've loaded pods and anything like that. I'm ready to go. I have all that. I can bring it. I can even bring blankets if you're going to do local moves. You don't want to use the blankets if they're going long distance, because then how are you going to get your blankets back unless you want to sell them? But you can have, for local in-town moves, you can bring. I have 100 blankets. See, I'll show you this. I have all these blankets. These are just part of them. I have more in the house. This is just part of the ones I have, and then I have another stack. And I have this mattress transport bag. I got shrink wrap, tools, hand tools, and that thing for disassembly. So that's a bonus to them, because they don't have to pay extra for that stuff, which they would at a truck rental. And plus, you're experienced and you already know, so you're going to be more efficient in packing, loading, that kind of thing. So you can sell yourself as just labor. I've done it many years. I'm doing it again. This is probably for a while. I'll be doing it tomorrow and Friday. I got a 2-day job, 2 full days, and hopefully I can negotiate some more work coming up through that. We'll see. But and I just got my car. Just put all the dollies. I'm lucky to have a SUV, so I can pack all the dollies and all the blankets and everything in there, and then drive to U-Haul, take all those out, put them into the U-Haul, and then when I come back, transfer it back. So that's an option. So if you want to get in the business and you don't have, trucks are very expensive to maintain, they're very expensive to buy, and so that's a way to get into that business without having to use a truck. You can rent it yourself, or just let the customer run it and just charge hourly, negotiate an hourly rate that you want. If it's just you can still do it, because a lot of customers, all they need is an extra hand. I've done a lot of jobs on my own. Or if if you have someone else, a friend or something like that, then of course you have a team. And I've had that where I had a friend of mine where we worked together. But you can do this alone too. You can market yourself just as you're by yourself, because there are people who just need an extra hand. So it's a niche market. So there's always ways of getting into. I think a lot of people they see it's intimidating, because to get into this business they think they need a big truck, they need all this stuff, which it's not necessary. You really don't. Buying a dolly, of course I got those on jobs. They can be a couple $100 investment. But you could probably start out, even if you're just doing labor without any of that equipment. Of course, it might be harder to get jobs, but it's a lot easier when you have that equipment. But you could probably advertise, because they can rent those and provide those, or U-Haul has those too to rent. But I think it's just better. It's easier if you have it on your own. You can bring it to the job. It gives them a bonus of having the equipment. They see you as more professional. So if you get